To address the city council board and/or commission with regard to matters on the agenda, must complete a request to speak form and give it to the city secretary or designee prior to the beginning of the meeting. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Speakers requiring a translator will have 6 minutes regardless of the number of agenda items to be addressed. Comments or discussion by the city council board and/or commission members will only be made at the time the subject is scheduled for consideration. Has anyone submitted public comments?
None at this time.
Item 3, minutes, consideration of and action on the minutes of the January 17, 2024 meeting. Does anyone have any corrections? No? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Okay, I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we take a vote. You see that? No, let's do a vote by hands. All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay, we have unanimously approved motion on the minutes. Item 4, public hearing. Item 4A, public hearing, receive and hear all persons desiring to be heard regarding a proposed special exception to the rear yard setback for 58 Bendwood Drive, Lot 58, Sugar Creek, Section 8, in the 0 lot line, single-family residential R-1Z zoning district. You have Emily?
Yes, sir. Is this a good distance for everybody? Just want to make sure we can all hear. Okay, beautiful. So hi there, my name is Emily Urshus, and I will be presenting the case for the special exception for 58 Benwood Drive. So we are gathered here this evening to hear the request for a rear yard special exception for proposed addition at 58 Benwood. This property was originally platted as Sugar Creek Section 8, and this was done in 1972. The property was then subsequently annexed into the city of Sugar Land in 1984, and at that time, R1C zoning was applied to the property.
Could you turn your volume up just a little bit?
Yeah. Is this better? Yes. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so a little bit of a case overview and also a little bit of an overview of the R1Z zoning district. This property has a recorded restriction that establishes a 3-foot rear yard setback, while the R1Z zoning district requires a 10-foot rear yard setback. The proposed addition would align with the recorded restriction and would be located approximately 3 feet from the rear property line, encroaching 7 feet into the required yard as established by the R1Z zoning district. The special exception would relieve the 10-foot R1Z rear yard setback requirement and would allow for the addition to be constructed as proposed. And this is going to be the proposed site plan for the property. If you look in the middle of the lot, you're going to see the existing single-family 1-story residence. And then if you look towards the south end of the property, you're going to see the proposed addition in the gray hatched line. Over on that right-hand side, you're going to see a proposed patio cover, which is going to be in an unenclosed space. And then if you look over on that left-hand side, you will see the proposed room addition, which is going to be an enclosed space. This property is 3 feet off of the rear property line, which is in compliance with the recorded restriction, and this proposed addition is flush with the side property line, also making it compliant with the 0 lot line regulation of the R1Z zoning district. And then here are going to be the proposed side and rear elevations for the project. Over on the left-hand side is going to be the rear, and then over on the right-hand side are going to be the side elevations. And then here is going to be an area of the property with the property delineated in that red square. If you look, this is a project that is generally already compatible with the architecture of the neighborhood, so it's not egregious in any way, shape, or form. If you look towards that south end of that red kind of square, you'll see a little bit of a light gray or white kind of shading there. That is going to be the sunroof that is currently attached to the property. The project is currently having foundational issues and all of that. So that being said, we are wanting to approve this special exception to allow them to have this proposed addition that is actually functional and allow them to use their home in the highest and best use. And then coming us to the neighborhood analysis. This project appears to be architecturally compatible with the neighborhood, as approximately 14 nearby homes do not meet the rear yard setback requirement of 10 feet. At this time, there have been 0 approved special exceptions in the vicinity of this home. Special exception criteria. Number 1, was the property platted prior to annexation? Yes. Number 2, is the recorded restriction less restrictive than the setback per the zoning requirement? Yes. Criteria 3, is the special exception not less restrictive than the recorded restriction? Yes. And then the 4th criteria, is this project detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to the neighborhood? At this time, staff sees no apparent issues. And then coming to the public hearing notification requirements, Feelers were sent out to property owners within 200 feet of the subject property. A notification was published in the Fort Bend Independent and on the city's website. A courtesy sign was placed on the property as well, and this is going to be the notification that was sent out. At this time, we have received 7 inquiries into this project. These were largely just general inquiries, kind of wanting to figure out what was going on and all of that. But once kind of explaining the project, there was no opposition from these individuals that had reached out, and we have not received any additional opposition at this time. And then at this time, staff would like to recommend the approval of the special exception with the condition that the patio cover and addition are constructed in accordance with the attached site plans and elevation. And also the applicant is here if y'all have any questions.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard? No, okay. And I'm going to close the public hearing. Once the public hearing is closed, no further testimony will be taken. We will now move forward with consideration of and action on a proposed special exception to the rear yard setback for 58 Bendwood Drive, Lot 58, Sugar Creek, Section 8, in the 0 lot line, single-family residential R-1Z zoning district. First criteria, the latest recorded plat of the property was approved prior to being annexed into the city. Do we agree that the plat was recorded prior to being annexed? Yes. Okay. Second criteria, the latest recorded plat or other recorded restriction for the property establishes a setback or other regulation that results in a setback that is less restrictive than the setback required by the City of Sugar Land Development Code, Chapter 2. Do we agree that the recorded restrictions are less restrictive than those established by the City of Sugar Land Development Code? Okay. Third criteria, granting the special exception will not establish a setback that is less restrictive than the setback established by the latest approved plat or other recorded restriction. Do we agree that the proposed special exception is not less restrictive than the recorded restrictions? Okay. Fourth criteria, granting the special exception will not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to the property or improvements in the district or neighborhood in which the property is located. Does the board have any questions or comments?
One quick question. Does the property back up to a golf course?
It does, yes, sir.
All right, thank you. That's all.
Anyone else? No, we're good. Okay. Staff has examined the proposed special exception for 3 key aspects. Public safety review. Number 1, there does not appear to be any public safety issues associated with the request. Staff has not identified safety concerns as a result of the addition. Number 2, rear yard setback comparison. The proposed addition appears to be generally compatible with the neighborhood based on an analysis of the surrounding area. Approximately 14 homes within the immediate area do not meet the rear yard setback requirement of 10 feet. The proposed addition is in compliance with the recorded restriction. Number 3, general architectural. The proposed addition appears to be architecturally compatible with the existing single-family residence and neighborhood. If there are no additional comments, we have a motion to approve or deny.
I have a motion. I move that the special exception to the rear yard setback requirements in the 0 lot line, single-family residential R1Z district for the property located at 58 Benwood Drive, Lot 58, Sugar Creek, Section 8 be granted with the condition that the new residence is constructed in accordance with the attached site plan and elevations.
I have a motion for Mr. Morton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. We take a vote. By hand, if you. Is it working or?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. We'll vote by computer. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Okay, item 6. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right, before I say we're adjourned, I believe we need to sign the order. Okay, now that the order is signed, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Okay, now that the order is signed, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.